Hey, what's up guys? I'm Theo Joe bringing you some daily tech news. So we got some interesting stories today that I think you'll like. First up, we got some good news. Finally, many of the biggest cell companies in the US at least are finally bringing back unlimited data plans. Hallelujah. As you guys know, I've said it many times, I just hate data caps. So anytime a company brings back unlimited, even if it's not truly unlimited, I think it's good. But anyway, these big companies include at&t, US Cellular, and even Verizon, and then of course Sprint and T-Mobile, which I think kind of had unlimited plans before. But for the other ones, you probably know that especially at&t, they haven't had unlimited for years unless you were grandfathered in, or more recently, if you had DirecTV, they did offer a bundled unlimited plan with that, but now they're actually expanding that into really anyone, even if you don't have DirecTV, and then Verizon and US Cellular also offering unlimited. However, it is important to know that for some of these, when they say unlimited, it's more like unlimited, as you probably could guess. For example, all of these except at&t throttle you after a certain amount of data usage, anywhere from 22 to 30 gigabytes. If you use more than that, they don't charge you anything more, but they throttle you down to a really low speed. And also with Sprint, for example, they actually limit different types of data. So if you're using music streaming, they limit that to 1.5 megabits and online gaming data usage to 8 megabits. I really don't like how they say, oh, well, it's unlimited, but oh, this type of data, no, you can't do that unlimited. Or no, oh, we're gonna throttle that. Really shady stuff, I think. But I would actually be pretty interested to know what would happen if you were to use a VPN where they can't exactly see what you're doing. It's all put through that VPN. Maybe they wouldn't throttle it, and maybe they'd throttle just all of it. I'd be interested to know how that works. Also, most of these plans are not really cheap, usually in the $60 to $100 range for one person, and then it's usually cheaper for each additional line, but still not cheap. But I guess it is a step in the right direction. Better than nothing, at least they offer it instead of the ridiculous, 2 gigabyte data usage, and then after that you have to pay like $10 a gigabyte. Ridiculous. At least this is something, and I think as time goes on, we'll get more and more usage out of these plans, and especially when 5G comes out, then hopefully by then they'll have enough bandwidth to just offer everyone unlimited. Alright, now the next story is going to be great for those of you with butterfingers who tend to drop their phones. Turns out that Apple is actually changing their policy on what they cover under warranty in terms of third-party replaced screens on iPhones. So what's happened up until now is that if you were to drop your phone and break the screen and then take it to a repair shop and then they replace the screen themselves, not through Apple officially, then that used to void your warranty. So if you took it into the Apple Store to get serviced for anything, even if it wasn't in relation to the screen, then you would have to pay the out-of-warranty repair service because technically you voided the warranty for replacing the screen. However, there was a memo that apparently went out that changed that policy. So now what happens is if you take your phone in with a replaced third-party screen, you can still get warranty service for it under coverage as long as the problem you're taking it in for isn't in relation to the screen. So if you have a battery issue and you take it in and it has a third-party screen, they'll do that. But if you take it in and obviously there's a screen issue, they're not going to fix that under warranty because it's not their screen. Or I should rather say that they're not the ones that replace the screen. So obviously it kind of makes sense. They can say, look, you took this to someone else and they handled the screen. This isn't our fault if it doesn't work now. But if they had replaced it themselves officially at the Apple Store, then they say, all right, yeah, we'll cover it because we did this and now it broke. I should point out though that apparently this only applies for the screen. So if you go to a third-party repair shop and they replace the battery or something like that, then you did void your warranty completely and it's not going to be covered anymore. Of course, if the phone isn't under warranty, then you're going to have to pay the out-of-warranty repair cost regardless, whether it's a brand new phone that was never repaired or it was repaired with a third party. It's going to be the same if it's not under warranty. Okay, now the next story is pretty exciting. We talked about this kind of the other day, but Google RCS, which is their rich communication service platform, is going to be rolling out to 27 new cell carriers around the world. If you're not familiar what RCS is, it's basically kind of like an iMessage that's probably going to be the iMessage of Android, and that's something that Google is pushing, and they just need more carriers to support it. We've been waiting for a competitor for iMessage for a long time, and this seems like it's going to be it. It's going to be basically an improvement and upgrade to SMS that we have now. And the basic idea is it would allow you to send and receive other types of data besides just, text messages and images. You could also maybe send friends your location or something like that. And at the same time as all this, Google updated their default Android messaging app. Before it was just called Messenger, now it's called Android Messaging, and that is updated to support this new RCS as it gets rolled out. And we kind of talked about this the other day with Google really trying to push a new messaging platform with Allo potentially being on the desktop. So all this is pretty exciting, and we'll have to keep an eye on this stuff for sure. All right, so finally we got two new cool features that Google has introduced on their different services. First of all, we have Google Maps, which now lets you save locations. Before, I guess you couldn't do that, but now if you go to a location on Google Maps and you click Save, it will store these locations and you can organize them and group them together and share them with friends. So if you're saying, oh, what's a list of places we want to go for vacation or something like that, then you can make a list of this, send it to your friends so they have it as well. And this way you can just keep track of all your favorite places. If you go to them often, you can just get directions really quickly. And another feature with Google Search now is that you can actually get fun facts right in the Knowledge Graph. Knowledge Graph is the box that pops up with different search queries. So now you can search fun facts such as cats fun facts and it'll show you a fun fact, or dog fun facts or something like that. So very simple new feature, but I thought it was worth mentioning. It's pretty cool. So that covers it for today's news. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think down in the comments section. And if you want to keep watching, I'll put my most recent video right here. You can click on that. Even if you're on a phone, definitely highly recommended. Also, if you want to subscribe, again, I'm experimenting with daily tech videos, so it should be worth it. And also consider clicking the bell next to the subscribe button so you can get notifications, or else YouTube might not even show you the new videos otherwise. So again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And as usual, I'll see you next time tomorrow. Have a good one.